Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Joy and I am going to be a senior at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Woo, go Bucky, go Bucky. Okay, as you know by the title, I'm just going to be talking about things that I wish I knew before entering college or as I was entering, either as like a freshman or whatever. The number one point that I wanted to express to you all is that everyone is so worried about themselves. It's kind of like high school, just continued in college freshman year. So now is the time to do your own thing, try your own trends, figure out your own style and whatnot without caring about what anyone else thinks, because in the end, I feel like no one's gonna remember who you are, like your freshman year of college and whatnot. There are so many people on UW's campus who walk around and dress exactly the same. My friend Abby and I were just talking about this earlier, about how we all dress really basic, right? With like our Brandy Melville clothes and tiny tops, big pants. So you're either that kind of girl or you're the Lululemon shorts with a big oversized t-shirt and your Hydro Flask. I feel like those are like the two types of girls at college during the fall semester. And then, transitions into winter and everyone just wears sweatpants. But now's the time to kind of step away from that, high school dress code and try finding your own style, try other things that you see on other people that you might like. And it can be basic, like if basic is not your thing and you want to be more basic, then by all means be more basic. But like I feel like I'm pretty basic. A lot of my clothes are from Brandy Melville too, but it's okay. Anyways, just now's the time to just do things for yourself, because you'll find your crowd. If you go to like a big enough university like Wisconsin, chances are you're gonna find people who are kind of like-minded like you and have similar interests, are taking the same classes as you, interested in the same hobbies. So like you're in the same clubs or student orgs or whatever. So you don't have to be with the same group of friends that you were in like high school or whatever. Okay, this even goes with like freshman year. I feel like you're gonna make a lot of friends who are all different, right? Like you're not gonna have one friend group. You're most likely gonna have like multiple kind of groups from here or there, but don't just stick with that one group. Like try and go out of your way to make other friends, because there are so many types of people at the university, and if you're only surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded like you, I feel like it's just a waste, because now's the time where everyone is also in their most open state, right? So if you walk up to someone who doesn't look like you, chances are, hopefully now at this age, they'll also be open to like forming a friendship with you, because they're more open-minded too. It's just how college works. And then after college, people are way less open-minded. I feel like they just don't want to hang out with people who aren't, they've already found their clan is what I'm trying to say. So don't just stick with the same group of people, and since everyone cares about themselves, you can just do your own thing. Okay, number 2 is to use Google Calendar. And I love Google Calendar. I think that everyone needs to use it, whether or not you use, like our school at Madison, they use the Outlook calendar for your classes, but I figured out a way originally that you can like transport those classes and the reminders onto your Google Calendar. But recently what I've been doing is I just put them on myself manually, and you just hit like repeat every Tuesday, Thursday, weekly until whenever school ends, November. And I think Google Calendar is great because it reminds you on your phone like where when you need to go to your classes 15 minutes beforehand, and you can color code everything. Like I love how Google Calendar just makes everything look beautiful. Yeah, I think I just started using it sophomore year and it's been really helpful. I think almost every year too I've tried a different method of like planning and organizing my stuff. And so this last semester I got this tiny planner from Target, and what's nice is I will fill out my like homework assignments on here, and then I'll use Google Calendar for classes and events, meetings with friends, hangouts, whatever. I don't know. But Google Calendar is really nice for how aesthetic it is. And you can also share your Google Calendar with your friends or with anyone who needs it. And they can see like, oh, when you're busy or not. Okay, the third thing is that Rate My Professor and grade distribution websites are going to be your best friend. Basically, who teaches your class, like whatever professor you get, it will make a huge difference. So what I've done is I have tried to find teachers who I respect on like Rate My Professor, and I've also tried to kind of level that out with like a good grade distribution. Like if your class on average has like a 3.0 GPA, that means that's kind of okay, right? Like it's decent, it's kind of hard, but if you work hard, maybe you can get above that. And then if the class is like a 3.8, then you're like, oh, like it's pretty easy, like I'll probably be fine. And then with the Rate My Professor, here's what I found is that if your professor on there, while you're searching for classes, right, wanting to register, if you see a professor that has really, really low reviews, most likely they're an awful teacher because someone took the time to go out there and write a bad review about them. Like, if their rating is really low, just try and stay away from that class as long as you can, or try and take a different class, or wait till the next semester when it's offered by a different professor. If your professor is kind of in the middle range, then that probably means that he or she is a decent professor. I think a lot of people who go on those websites and rate their professors are pretty salty because they just didn't get the good grade that they felt they deserved, but maybe didn't work hard enough for. So if you're a hardworking student, most likely they're gonna be fine. Like if they're a 3 out of 5. If they are a like 4.9 out of 5, then that means that maybe the professor doesn't teach very much at all and you just don't learn. So it kind of depends on what kind of education you want, if you want a challenge or if you want to just skate by. But I think part of college is growing, learning how to learn. And yeah, I prefer to go for like the middle teacher because I feel like those are pretty decent when people are like, only complaint was that my professor like had a weird thing when he was talking, or I don't know, but like if they can teach the subject well, then you might as well take that class. Okay, I think the fourth thing is to study abroad. If you have an opportunity in college, like I luckily did. I studied abroad going into my sophomore year of college. I made a little video, I'll put it up in the cards. I studied abroad in Tianjin, which is 30-minute bullet train like southeast of Beijing in China. And that was so much fun. I was there for 2.5 months, and I definitely think that if anyone can study abroad, like go for it, because chances are you're already paying so much for tuition that you can honestly kind of save money if you go abroad. Or it's just great if you're studying a language, and even if you're not, you can learn so much from other people and meet new friends. Traveling, I think, is something that is becoming more and more accessible, so you might as well take every opportunity that you can, you know, while we're this young, to go and travel. Also, you never know when you're gonna go abroad again because of Corona. Yeah, if you have the opportunity in the future because Corona dies down, then I would definitely say take it, because you never know what's gonna happen. The fifth thing that I want to talk about is that if you want to learn something, there are going to be resources online for you to learn it on your own. And don't be afraid to like not learn something on your own just because you wanted to learn it, but there are no classes offering it. I feel like we don't realize that, you know, in addition to these amazing classes, we do have these great resources with professors and other students, and the internet is like so helpful because we can learn things for free online. In my getting ready for this new semester vlog that I did, it'll probably up around the same time as this video, I talked about learning MATLAB, which is a coding language used in a lot of like mathematical statistic majors, if you're dealing with like data, because MATLAB is kind of like a giant calculator, and you can learn that online. Like I feel like you don't necessarily need to take a class on some of these things. If you just want to find a book yourself, learn it, and just, yeah, don't feel hindered, I guess, by only feeling like, oh, I can only learn what the university offers, because you can take your education into your own hands. Ask around, like, hey, I want to learn this. Is there a way that you've learned this that could help? You know, feel free to ask questions, ask your professors, ask other students if they know how to do certain things and what they did to learn them. Because I think that's something that's really valuable. It's like learning how to advocate for yourself. And finally, the last thing is that if your summer or your semester or whatever just doesn't go as planned, it's okay, because everything happens for a reason, and maybe it's, you know, God's will that you're supposed to go down a different path. Last summer, I tried pretty hard to get an internship. I had kind of 2 opportunities and I didn't really quite go through for computer science. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on anyone in CS or just like STEM major, non-STEM majors, honestly, to get work experience when you're in college. Like internships are great for building your resume. And when you don't get it, it's just like, it can be devastating, right? But I didn't get my internships and I ended up working for the Apple store, and that was great because that led to me interviewing with Apple and Microsoft later down the road for like a computer science, you know, role, like a software developer role. And I can talk more about that later if you want. Just let me know in the comments about more like of my computer science experience, but I feel like it's okay because if you don't get something now, chances are you just need to work harder to get it later, or, you know, keep working at it, and like eventually opportunities will open up. I feel like college is just such an abundance of opportunities, and we're all learning how to take advantage of them and grow from them. And I hope that we can all just trust the process, because college is like just such an interesting time where we're all like developing our own careers and even, you know, realigning our passions. Like, is this truly what I want to do for the rest of my life or whatnot? So try new things, you know, don't feel like you have to stay in your major even, or like only get work experience that applies to your major. But yeah, so those are kind of the main things that I want to talk about. If you had any questions, just let me know in the comments. I hope that this was kind of helpful and encouraging as maybe you are entering college, and feel free to give a like, and I will see you guys later. Bye!